Silence, all stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honorable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Kirralie Rose Allison.
May it please the court, I move that Kirralie Rose Allison be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
That Kirralie Rose Allison be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jacqueline Hazel Asquith.
May it please the court, I move that Jacqueline Hazel Asquith be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jacqueline Hazel Asquith be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ned Lewis Berridge.
May it please the court, I move that Ned Lewis Berridge be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ned Lewis Berridge be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Wen Bai.
May it please the court, I move that Wen Bai be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Wen Bai be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica Abigail Bowman.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica Abigail Bowman be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jessica Abigail Bowman be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Aaron Erin Boz.
May it please the court, I move that Aaron Erin Boz be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Aaron Erin Boz be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Caroline Ho Yi Cheng.
May it please the court, I move that Caroline Ho Yi Chen be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Caroline Ho Yi Cheng be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jeremy Chung Wing Cheong.
May it please the court, I move that Jeremy Chung Wing Chong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jeremy Chun Wing Chong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia Holly Delinicolis.
May it please the court, I move that Georgia Holly Delinicolis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Georgia Holly Delinicolis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexander Demovsky.
May it please the court, I move that Alexander Demovsky be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexander Demovsky be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joshua Samuel Dower.
May it please the court, I have moved that Joshua Samuel Dower be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joshua Samuel Dower be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Madeline Mary Duggan.
May it please the court, I move that Madeline Mary Duggan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Madeline Mary Duggan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Aaron John Whalen Fanous.
May it please the court, I move that Aaron John Whelan Farnoose be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Aaron John Whelan Fanous be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Olivia Rose Giacomelli.
May it please the court, I move that Olivia Rose Giacomelli be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Olivia Rose Giacomelli be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jonathan James Gilmore.
May it please the court, I move that Jonathan James Gilmore be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jonathan James Gilmore be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ryan James Greenaway.
May it please the court, I move that Ryan James Greenaway be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Let Ryan James Greenaway be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Elizabeth Rose Greenwood.
May it please the court, I move that Elizabeth Rose Greenwood be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Elizabeth Rose Greenwood be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anisha Dashenka Gunawathana.
May it please the court, I move that Anisha Dashenka Gunawathana be admitted as lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anisha Dashenka Gunawathana be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Gang Guo.
May it please the court, I move that Gang Guo be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Gang Guo be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mehran Heshmati.
May it please the court, I move that Moran Hishmati be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Moran Hishmati be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Johanna Marie Hetherington.
May it please the court, I move that Joanna Marie Hetherington be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Johanna Marie Hetherington be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ankit Karanwal.
May it please the court, I move that Ankit Karanwal be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ankit Karanwal be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Heinrich Geiler.
May it please the court, I move that Heinrich Kayla be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Heinrich Keiler be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Georgia Sophia Lavis.
May it please the court, I move that Georgia Sophia Lavis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Georgia Sophia Lavis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lang Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Lang Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lang Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Roseanne Juanita Lebenberg.
May it please the court, I move that Roseanne Juanita Liebenberg be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Roseanne Juanita Liebenberg be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lucy Kathleen Marsden.
May it please the court, I move that Lucy Kathleen Marsden be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lucy Kathleen Marsden be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hend Matty.
May it please the court, I move that Hen Matty be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hend Matty be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jessica May Erica Moody.
May it please the court, I move that Jessica May Erica Moody be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jessica May Erica Moody be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kristen Ann O'Grady.
May it please the court, I move that Kristen Ann O'Grady be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kristen Ann O'Grady be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Bridget Maeve O'Kane.
May it please the court, I move that Bridget Maeve O'Kane be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Bridget Maeve O'Kane be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Kate Poidevin.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Kate Poidevin be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Kate Poidevin be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Soraya Marie Potter.
May it please the court, I move that Soraya Marie Potter be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Soraya Marie Potter be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Radab Kasim Rahima.
May it please the court, I move that Radab Kasim Rahima be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Radab Kasim Rahima be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicole Margaret Hazel Robertson.
May it please the court, I move that Nicole Margaret Hazel Robertson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicole Margaret Hazel Robertson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mosliha Sadaf.
May it please the court, I move that Moslaya Sadaf be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Moslaya Sadaf be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jade Allison Hazel Saxelby.
Your Honours, may it please the court. I move that Jade Allison Hazel Saxelby be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jade Allison Hazel Saxelby be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Farhan Shakil.
May it please the court, I move that Farhan Shakil be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Farhan Shakil be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Saba Sharifzadeh Shirazi.
May it please the court, I move that Saba Shirazi be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Saba Sharifzadeh Shirazi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicholas Okilona Moikito Talatatolu Shark.
May it please the court, I move that Nicholas Akelona Wiakitu Talautatulu Shark be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicholas Okolona Makitu Talatolu Shark be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kaylin Matthew Shaw.
May it please the court, I move that Kaylin Matthew Shaw be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kaylin Matthew Shaw be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Peter Lawrence Tui.
May it please the court, I move that my husband, Peter Lawrence Tui, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Peter Lawrence Toohey be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Samantha Jean Torpy.
May it please the court, I move that Samantha Jean Torpy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Samantha Jean Torpy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Mia Ashley Uzanovsky.
May it please the court, I move that Mia Ashley Uzanovsky be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Mia Ashley Uzanovsky be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alicia Heather Wallace.
May it please the court, I move that Alicia Heather Wallace be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alicia Heather Wallace be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kayla Madison Walsh.
May it please the court, I move that Kayla Madison Walsh be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kayla Madison Walsh be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jing Wei.
May it please the court, I move that Jing Wei be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jing Wei be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Kate Louise White.
May it please the court, I move that Kate Louise White be admitted as lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Kate Louise White be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dion Wilcox.
May it please the court, I move that Dion Wilcox be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dion Wilcox be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those applicants whose admission has just been moved to stand as and when directed and remain standing for the purpose of swearing an oath or making an affirmation. So please stand as directed by the officiating officer.
Would the first two rows to my right please stand? Thank you. Kiralee Rose Allison, Jacqueline Hazel Asquith, Ned Lewis Berridge, Wen B, Jessica Abigail Bowman, Aaron Erin Boz, Carolyn Ho Yi Chiang, Jeremy Chung Wing Cheong, Georgia Holly Delanicholas, Alexander Demovsky, Joshua Samuel Dower, Madeline Mary Duggan, Aaron John Whelan Fanous, Olivia Rose Giacomelli, Jonathan James Gilmore, Ryan James Greenaway. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please be seated. The next two rows behind, please stand. Elizabeth Rose Greenwood, Anisha Dashenka Gonawalthana, Gang Guo, Mehran Heshmati, Johanna Marie Hetherington, Ankit Karunwal, Heinrich Kuhler, Georgia Sophia Lavis, Lang Lee, Roseanne Juanita Liebenberg, Lucy Kathleen Marsden, Hend Matty, Jessica May Erica Moody, Kristen Ann O'Grady, Bridget Maeve O'Kane, Sarah Kate Poidovan, Soraya Marie Potter, Radab Kasim Rahima, Nicole Margaret Hazel Robertson, Moshliha Sadaf. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
So help me God.
Thank you. Please be seated. The two rows to my left, please stand. Jade Allison Hazel Saxelby, Farhan Shakil, Sabah Sharifzadeh Shirazi, Nicholas Okilona Mukital Talatatulo Shark, Kaylin Matthew Shaw, Peter Lawrence Tui, Samantha Jean Torpy, Mia Ashley Yozanovsky, Alicia Heather Wallace, Kayla Madison Walsh, Jing Wei, Kate Louise White, Dylan Wilcox. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Thank you. Please be seated.
Well, may I warmly welcome you all to the Banco Court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Present with me on the bench today is Justice Kirk to my right and Justice Stern to my left, both of whom are judges of the Court of Appeal. And together we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you, the newly admitted lawyers, to practice today. And we've done so sitting on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years. The court pays its sincere respects to elders past and present and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. I also acknowledge the presence on the bench today of His Honour Judge Hugh Baker, SC, Judge of the District Court of New South Wales. Well, to all of the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. Today is one for great celebration. We up here on the bench know how hard you have all worked to reach this milestone, and it's a memory that never really leaves you. I'm also pleased to welcome those with you today, either in the body of the court or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends will have been invaluable on your journey to this point, no doubt. They've also been on the receiving end of your finely polished or developing skills of argument and persuasion during the years of study. I encourage you to take the time to thank them. And depending on how good an advocate the newly minted lawyers have become, they might even convince their friends and family to shout them a long civilised lunch after the ceremony or a dinner into the night. In being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable profession of ancient lineage, with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century. And this court first admitted lawyers soon after its institution on first sitting in May 1824, nearly 200 years ago. And by 1830, the names of new lawyers were entered onto the rolls in this state, as you will do immediately after this ceremony in the ground floor of the building. It is in acknowledgement of the weighty responsibility that you undertake today and in your careers as lawyers that we observe today's unique formalities, including the fact that your admission has been moved by somebody who is already a member of the legal profession, and that you have all made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers. They are therefore all witnesses to the promises and undertakings that you have publicly made today. Now, in terms of tradition and formality, you will see from some of the portraits of former Chief Justices hanging on the walls of this court that we on the bench are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. Now, we do so not because they're particularly comfortable, I can tell you they're not, but symbolically, the wearing of these robes deliberately highlights the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales over 200 years, although the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. As to continuity of the rule of law, we live in a world where, as is too well known, there is great global uncertainty and insecurity. And in such a world, the rule of law is more important than ever. It's not simply a phrase of some academic interest or theoretical import. The rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists without independent, respected judiciaries and prosecutors. There is nothing theoretical about the risks to the rule of law in our modern society. The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different interesting directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation you have made just now is a serious one and deserves solemn regard, so that whether you go on to work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law office, as a prosecutor, a defender, for a government department or agency, for the Aboriginal Legal Service, or in an entirely different field, you must always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice, and must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony and to which I have referred, not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. As many would know, during the pandemic, the courts responded proactively, and there was a great acceleration in the uptake of technology to facilitate hearings and to ensure that access to justice continued throughout that period. But it's not only in the increased use of technology that one sees real developments in the law. But pausing on the question of technology, can I just make this point? Notwithstanding the advantages that technology offers, the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. And an essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people, how others react to difficult situations and different situations, how they perform under pressure and deal with each other. There have been, of course, other important developments and changes in the legal profession that deserve attention. When we think of the diversity of the legal profession, there is something of a duality. We have come a very, very long way down the track in terms of the gender diversity, but much more still needs to be done, particularly in other areas. But in the field of gender diversity, it is a fact that it wasn't until the Women's Legal Status Act in 1918 that women were even permitted to practice as a lawyer. Since 2018, however, female practitioners have made up more than half of all solicitors with a practicing certificate in New South Wales, and currently make up more than 2/3 of the solicitors under the age of 30 in New South Wales. And some of the most senior positions in the law in Australia are held by distinguished female lawyers, including the current Chief Justices of the High Court, the Federal Court, Victoria, Queensland and the ACT, the President of our own Court of Appeal, Justice Julie Ward, judges such as Justice Stern and the Court of Appeal, our state's Director of Public Prosecution, Senior Public Defender, and the presidents of the New South Wales Bar Association and Law Society of New South Wales are all distinguished female lawyers. But there should also be representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system, whether voluntarily or not, can and feel that they can be properly heard and fairly engaged with a legal system reflective of our broader community. The admissions ceremonies on which I have sat since becoming a judge some 4.5 years ago, including this ceremony, highlights that there is a far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when we all commenced practice some years ago. That is a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and of the courts are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity amongst the legal profession, because that, in turn, apart from being an intrinsically good thing, it also builds trust in and respect for both the judiciary and the legal profession, and ultimately the rule of law. Now, let me offer a little bit of professional and personal advice to the newly minted lawyers. As a lawyer, you will often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You must use the tools you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and to the administration of justice. At various points of your career, you will make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. We all do and have made mistakes from time to time. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One particular mistake I would advise you all not to make is to give your clients the advice you think that they will want to hear. I can tell you that that will invariably not be good advice, and they will not thank you for such advice in the long run. Being a lawyer is being about courage and independence of thought and integrity in the giving of legal advice and assistance. Being a lawyer means that you're an advisor, a problem solver, a mediator, and an advocate. As you go about your daily work, you should remember, to continue a theme I touched on before, that you're not merely dealing with the law in a vacuum, but the law as it applies to people's lives. An individual in need of your services as a lawyer will in many cases be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, personal well-being, or health or financial position. For these reasons, you must always strive to deliver legal services not only competently and fearlessly, but always with courtesy, integrity, respect, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter, not only your own clients' circumstances, but if it is in an adversarial context, with respect and sensitivity to the circumstances of the party with whom your own client is in dispute. In this context, I always emphasise in speeches such as this the importance of the value of civility. Aspects of the law, especially if you are involved in the litigation side of practice, are confrontational. That flows from the adversarial nature of our justice system. But the practice of the law can be stressful and demanding enough without introducing personal animus and antagonism between practitioners, adding to the load that sometimes regrettably happens. It is essential that you strive to maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour, remembering at all times that you are now members of a profession. Being a member of a profession is different to conducting a business. And remember this, the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often, less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers and judges could also use that reminder from time to time, and I don't exclude myself from that observation. For a non-lawyer, law is often incomprehensible, and one of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others, sometimes by deciphering legal complexities, other times by deciphering poor legal drafting, and sometimes by simply getting to the bottom of a messy factual situation and putting the facts in their proper legal context explained clearly to your clients. So strive to be clear and concise at all times in both your writing and in your speaking. To do so facilitates access to justice. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both extremely important. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel overwhelmed, burnt out, or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. And that's often because lawyers are inclined to go the extra mile for their clients, to be anxious to ensure that a case is fully prepared, that everything has been attended to, that advice is comprehensive or preparation is thorough. They are all admirable qualities of most lawyers. But it does have the consequence that the practice of the law can and invariably is physically and mentally taxing. So you must work hard and remember to try and keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do so as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it, all, as frankly we all have, and speaking for myself, still do from time to time, try and take a step back and recapture some perspective. You should also remember that the law is a highly collegiate profession. And in this context, I'm going to now call on two young representatives, one of the New South Wales Bar Association, one from the Law Society of New South Wales, to offer a few words of welcome and introduction to you. Mr. Anwar, do you move?
May it please the court, my name is Anwar. I've been practicing for 3 years at the bar, predominantly in building and construction law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you all to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, whilst also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds, and it is an honour to be a lawyer, and in my case, a barrister. I'm proud to be a member of the legal profession. I enjoy the intellectual challenge of my job and the fact that it allows me to give expert advice to people and to represent them in court. In doing so, I can contribute to society in a meaningful way. If you're interested in coming to the bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website. And each year there is a Career at the Bar Open Day, which I would encourage you to have a look at. In your first year of practice as a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority, who will meet with you weekly and review your work and teach you practical skills. But the support that you receive is not limited to those 2 barristers. The bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a range of committees, including the New Barristers Committees, which organises social and educational functions for barristers with less than 5 years experience, and a Diversity and Equality Committee, of which I am a member, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the Bar Association, which is to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual preferences. Whether as a lawyer or as a barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society and the Bar Association, and to use your skills to assist your community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession, and I encourage you to make the most of that experience. So once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you all to the legal profession, and I congratulate you all on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. Thank you.
Gidget for the Law Society of New South Wales.
May it please the court. My name is Sarah Gidget, and not so long ago I was being admitted as you are today. And what a day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step at the end of the long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of yourselves for achieving this thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not always easy, and often it was overwhelming. But as I stand here today, after 2 years of working as a solicitor, I can tell you I have already learned a thing or two. One of the most important things I've learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and one to which you all now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is home of that community with our 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, and our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I've been part of the Law Society's New South Wales Young Lawyers branch for over 2 years. Here I've found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and join committees. By joining the Law Society in New South Wales Young Lawyers, you will gain access to professional support, conferences and events, and a wide range of publications, professional development opportunities, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. It's the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your profession. So again, congratulations. Please look us up, speak to your employer. We look forward to welcoming you to the Law Society community. Thank you.
Well, can I say this to you all in closing? The law is, and I hope you will find it to be, a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, it's challenging and satisfying, and it's populated by intelligent, committed and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer and of your achievements to date and the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community. You are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. So on behalf of Justices Kirk and Stern, and indeed all of our colleagues on the Supreme Court, I once again congratulate you all on your admission today and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.